Hi, I'm Dr. David Croto, Dean of the Seminary and School of Ministry at Columbia International University. And I'm here with Dr. Steve Johnson, Professor of Addictions Counseling and President of the Albert Ellis Institute in Manhattan. Thanks for joining me, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about unhelpful anger versus righteous indignation. Is the difference between anger and righteous indignation just a matter of semantics?
There's a semantic difference, but there's also a very real difference.
Okay.
I come from a model, kind of a cognitive behavioral model. And one of the things that we do when we're talking about emotions is that we say that there are those that are kind of helpful emotions, and there are those that kind of get in the way. Depression is not the most helpful emotion. High anxiety, rage is not a really good one. And then there are those that are more helpful, like being sad or grieving, and those things are very, very healthy kinds of emotions. Anger is a difficult emotion. We don't have good vocabulary around anger. We don't have words for positive anger because we don't like anger. We're a very angry country, but we don't have a lot of words about positive anger. So what's the difference? Some suggest that a positive kind of anger might be righteous indignation. The difference is, the similarity is the same. Most people who are angry because they believe that someone or something violated a principle that is important to them. It could be ethical or non-ethical, right? But they've been violated. They've been done wrong. That's shared. The difference is what follows. Typically when someone is angry, they'll put someone down, right? They'll think negatively about that person. They become the embodiment of evil, right? But with righteous indignation, they don't do that. They realize that they share the similarity with that person. They're not happy about what that person did, but they don't globally and negatively rate that individual. And that difference changes their behavior. They're not going to attack. They're not going to destroy property or life.
Okay. So why is it that people with anger have a hard time letting go of the anger?
Well, and it's very difficult to treat sometimes because most people who are angry feel justified in their anger. They don't focus on, is it helpful, right? You're angry, you're losing your job, you're getting divorced and all that, but I'm justified. So that comes through how we have to treat them, right? Because if we start challenging their ideas that are causing the anger, they'll go, oh, you're just like those other people. But if we join them in their value, like, I understand, that's an important value, justice, that's a great value. But let's look at the way you're trying to go about getting that, and that's not helpful, and the behavior gets in the way.
So what can we do then to help people move from anger to righteous indignation?
One I would say is not necessarily argue with them, distinguish that unhelpful behavior that they have and maybe the aggression or whatever. If you have to protect yourself, you have to protect yourself, right? But don't globally judge them in the same way that they're globally judging whoever they're angry with. Accept them and then, have limits, accept them, and then once you can connect with their value, then they'll open up and begin to, because they have doubts about whether that anger is working too, And often people with that anger often feel very guilty about it later, and if that goes on, then they can even get depressed about it. So we like to cut it off as soon as possible by connecting with those values and let that be the springboard to open up a discussion about their wonderful value that they may have.
Once they start feeling that understanding, that connection.
That connection is, yeah.
Yeah, then that helps to start the process of relieving it from
Right.
anger, moving it to righteous indignation.
Right.
Excellent. Thank you so much.